So today I'm going to be talking about my healthy hair journey, how I started, how I got onto it, and talking a little bit about transitioning as well. I have been asked a lot of questions, by people who are interested in starting a hair journey. I'm not saying that I'm this great font of knowledge, no, not at all, because I actually, when I started out and everything, and even now, I get advice from tubers, YouTubers, from bloggers, from research, everything else. So I'm not saying that all these ideas came from me either. I'm just saying what I picked up along the way, because a lot of people don't know what to do with their hair, etc. They've got a lot of issues that they're going through with their hair and they don't know. So quite a few of the people I've talked to have asked me and stuff like that. And also it's good for me to have something as a documentation as well, because I can look back and see the kind of things that were working and what things didn't really work, etc. So when I started out on this healthy hair journey, and I call it a journey because it really has been, so I'll answer the question, how did I get started? Basically, my hair started dropping out. It was shedding, not only shedding like crazy, but it was actually breaking off as well, and it just cut out. I think it got to like hair length or what have you, and it was like my edges was really bad. They were breaking off. They were really thin. My hair was thin, and I just wanted to do something about it. Just a little bit of a backstory. Hopefully I won't ramble on and on, but a little bit of a backstory. I was ill physically and emotionally, and work was, I was finding it hard at work, I was finding it hard at home. All my areas of my life wasn't really going great, and it ended up coming out in my hair, and the stress, anxiety, everything else, just my body obviously wasn't functioning properly. So I don't know which one, whether it was physical, emotional, stress, or actual physical stuff. I don't know which one, or if it was a combination, but it just ended up with my hair dropping out. And at the time, I'm over dramatic, I know, but I was devastated, because at the time I felt in myself that my hair was the only thing that I had going for me. My body wasn't how I wanted it. I'm overweight. I've been battling my weight issues for years, and buying clothes, I only buy them because they fit, not because I really like them. The looks that I want, the way I want to look, I'm not there yet. So and at the time I was even bigger than I am now, and things wasn't going great in any area of my life, as I was saying before. But it was a good thing that my hair dropped out. I know that sometimes we sound all cliche, like a bad thing happened but a good thing came out of it, etc, etc, but it's really true that if my hair hadn't have really started to break and everything else, I wouldn't have took stock of my life. I wouldn't have excuse me, I wouldn't have really decided to change my whole life. And what started off as just as a hair thing turned into my body finally tackling this overweight business, my life, spiritually, relationships, everything else. Anyway, moving on. That's why I started. How I started, excuse me, I've still got this cold type thing. But why? That's why I started. But how I started was actually I started trying to look after my hair. I used to relax my hair myself. I didn't need to, because I have somebody who actually does hair. Excuse me one moment. I don't really have to, because I have someone who does hair, and if I really tried, I could have got, you know, the appointment and went with it. But at the time, my mind wasn't there, and it did feel like getting the appointments and going to the appointments with the kids, the baby at the time and everything else, it just seemed too much. So I just decided, let me relax my hair myself. I also said, oh well, I'm saving money, etc, etc, when really, you know, if I had budgeted, that wouldn't have been an issue either. But I really wasn't there in my mind, so I relaxed my hair myself. And the thing about when I used to relax my hair myself, I knew what I was doing, I knew how to do it properly. I've relaxed other people's hair, etc, etc, hair salon, etc. I've done all that, but when it came to myself, I didn't take the time, and sometimes I did stupid moves, like I would relax all the way to the end. So my hair was over processed, and I used to want it to be really, really straight, but my scalp is so sensitive that I couldn't even put the relaxer, you know, the cream, on to one section and then move on to the other section. As soon as I moved on to the next section, that section there's burning. And it was actually a case of, I put the cream on and I wouldn't even be able to comb it out. I'd have to literally rinse it out. And not only when I was doing it, it's not like I was doing it really wrong, even at when I got it done professionally, etc. You know, it was the same thing. We tried children's relaxer, we tried gentle scalp relaxer, sensitive scalp relaxer. We tried everything and it was the same. And the only thing we tried to do was get one that really, really gets your hair really, really straight, thinking that we'd put it on and it would start working really, really quickly, and then by the time we rinsed it out, it would be straight. But it never really used to come out as straight as I wanted it, because I wanted it like straight, you know. I think they called it bone straight, but I wanted it straight. And then obviously I'd go with the heat, I'd put my straighteners in, I would tongue it and everything else. So how I started the hair thing was thinking, right, I'm not going to relax it for now, but a little bit back more, how my hair actually, how I used to look after my hair. I used to put weaves in my hair, I used to put, like, have pieces and all that kind of thing. But the first time, like I'm talking about the cycle of when my hair started to drop out, I put weave in my hair, it was fine, it was great, I found it started to grow my hair out and it was brilliant. I put the weave in again, and this time it wasn't that great, but at the time I really wanted the style or whatever, so I put it in again. Now this time, when I went to take the weave out and I took the plaits down, as soon as I undid the plaits underneath, hair was in my hand and I couldn't believe it. It was actually dropping out. After I went through all of it, the hair was everywhere. It was like one big ball of hair. It was shedding. Even when I tried to comb it out after to detangle it, it was shedding. It was falling all over the place. It was terrible. It was a mess. I was devastated because at the time my hair was the only thing I thought I had going for me. And when you're at a stage where you think that, like, there's only one thing good going on, and that goes, you think you have nothing good, you think nothing is going on. So how I started was to stop the weaves, stop the relaxer, and it's funny because I actually went onto YouTube to look at how to enhance my weaves, and after the whole, you know, it dropped out and everything else, I found out about clip-ins and how easy it was to make your own clip-ins. And I was thinking, if only I had known before, because, you know, I wouldn't have used the weave and, you know, who knows. But I started doing clip-ins and everything else, and there was one particular YouTuber who I found her video, and she was talking about how to do clip-ins, and then she started talking about she's doing the clip-ins as a protective style. So I didn't really understand, because to me, a weave or a plaits or an extension, I didn't really think of it as a protective style. I didn't really know much about it like that. And, you know, I carried on watching her. I think her name is Kimberly Holden, you know, and I started watching her from way, you know, at the beginning. But like I said, because I was looking at clippings, and she kind of caught my curiosity when she was talking about protective styling, and she was saying that she's gonna grow out her hair, and I was like intrigued. So I looked more and more into this, you know, healthy hair thing, like growing out your hair, and I came across women who had grown their hair, like black women grew their hair like long, like down to their waist long, down to like hair long. I call that long because for me, I've never had my hair longer than like what I would call normal. Like shoulder length, I would just call normal. Some people call that quite long, but my hair never gets further than like hair. Even in like before, I had when I used to think I was looking after my hair, I think the longest it got was like down to hair, and you know, it just broke off. A couple of times I did mistreat my hair, like when I was younger, dyeing it, relax it and everything in the space of a week. But when I was really like what I thought was really looking after my hair, the longest it got was like probably down to hair, and that was it. But I saw some women growing their hair like waist length. Like, to me that was crazy. So I got in, like, you know, got into all the videos, the blogs and everything like that. And then speaking to my sister cousin, she was saying, yeah, you know, she's starting to do that as well. So that really got me looking more into it. So how I started was to just decide I'm not going to relax my hair, but not because I'm not going to relax it forever. I'm just not going to relax it for now, because I wanted my hair to get back its strength, its health. And I said to myself, putting a chemical in there is not going to help. And that's what I did. Stop relaxing and basically washing my hair more regular. That's how I started, and that's what I started doing.